every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Arklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Expect to go score every time we touch the ball.
Touchdown, Arkansas.
ESPN 95.3.
Taylon Green's hurt. The Razorbacks are mad. They thought it should have been a penalty. They threw the flag, and we thought it was a penalty too.
I do want to say something, but I can't. You know, that's how they handcuff you. I just say watch the video. And one thing I can say is they picked our quarterback up and souffled him, which is a really bad deal. Another tough result to take. You know, our players did a good job preparing for the game and came out and competed extremely hard. Ended up on the wrong side again.
My wife had to help me figure out the word to describe my state of being, and it was despondent.
Mississippi State, who is, let's be honest, a lot worse than A&M or Tennessee, we still lose by one score. I don't understand it.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
Unfortunately for this Arkansas basketball team and football team, I should say. Hey, welcome in. Basketball team didn't lose. My head's still in the clouds trying to get over the days of a team that walked into your stadium, had lost 16 straight SEC games prior to that. Last time they beat you was actually in Fayetteville in 2023. And then took you down on Saturday night, 38-35. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Just me and Colton today, and you. We're just going to be taking calls throughout the day. We don't like doing guests on Monday because I know there's a lot of reaction from a loss like that, and there should be. Once again, Arkansas finds a way to squander a one-score game. I'll give Bobby Petrino and company credit. They've at least competed at home, unlike some of the Sam Pittman teams, but they're still losing football games. It's a hot take Monday. My hot take is Bobby Petrino is no longer a candidate for the Arkansas job. I kind of said that on Friday. It's like you lose back-to-back games against teams that hadn't beat SEC opponents prior to that point, and I don't think you should be. Now, I'm not in the rooms of the likes of Warren Stevens, John Tyson, and some of the other big wigs that make Arkansas football and Arkansas athletics run. So I could be completely wrong. But I think Saturday ended it once and for all, Bobby Petrino being a candidate for Arkansas. And it's funny how things can quickly flip and change within collegiate athletics, because you asked me 2.5 weeks ago, I felt confident they were going to beat Auburn. I felt confident that they'd follow that up with a win against Mississippi State, and Bobby Petrino was in track to be the head coach. And now I no longer feel that way. It stinks. It sucks. And had the word, the caller, I don't know who that was in Hog Reaction with Big C and Matt Jones, but despondent.
That was Ben, Bentonville.
Ben, what a term to use following another brutal loss on the football field Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, that was just not a great way to watch a football game, Ty. I mean, the number of penalties in the game was just absolutely, like, it's a type of football game that I've not watched in a very long time, in which there were that many penalties and that many penalty yards accrued by only one team. It was an 18-4 penalty discrepancy at the end of the game. Your quarterback only threw for one more yard than you had penalty yards all game. And a lot of those penalties were correctly called, and at the end of the day, some of them weren't. That's the name of football. That's the nature of the game. That's the nature of having officials. But that hurts you. That cost you deeply during the game, and then your inability to get things started on offense and then to finish the game on offense. it's just less people with a very despondent feeling, like Ben and Bentonville said, and then it's just not very fun anymore.
So I don't know if Jackie and her team at Mock Legal Solutions could sue the officiating crew from Saturday, but I'm at least going to ask her about it. I know they handle family law and criminal law, and they've actually got that second location in Sallisaw now to better serve Sequoia and LaFleur County. But I'm at least going to ask her if we could look into what transpired and happened on Saturday. A new record for Arkansas in penalties, which is just wild. 18 compared to Mississippi State just having 4. But if you actually need her for a serious situation, she's had 13 years in the car wreck, slip and fall, dog bite cases. And listen, not everyone can just pony up $5,000 to pay her right off the bat. That's why they offer flat fees and ask for money down the road and low down payments and payment plans. They can do it all for you. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. That's mocklegalsolutions.com. Listen, laws have changed and joint custody is the default, but they're not afraid to go to trial, and they are successful when they do. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Let's start to go to the home of the Badgers, where Big T is waiting in BB. Big T, you're on the morning rush. What you got up first, man?
Man, how's it going? Pretty depressing about the whole situation. But first of all, will the SEC look into a game like that and check out all the flags that were sold, the penalties at Arkansas? Do they check into that?
I would think a Big T. I would think after the Ken Williamson thing with Auburn and Georgia, and I think there was another game he had this season, and I know he's not officiating the rest of the year. I would think the SEC would look into something like that, but I don't know.
Yeah. So one of the penalties that should have got thrown on Mississippi State is that in the fourth quarter, 12 minutes, 47 seconds left, there was a hands to the face that our tackle just got hammered on. I mean, it was blatant, obvious, and the ref was standing right there. The line judge was standing right there. If anybody will go back and look at, in the fourth quarter, 12 minutes and 47 seconds, look at that hands to the face, just shoved his hand right through our face mask, didn't even come close to getting called. Anyway, just a sickening feeling. But my take on Bobby, man, if he does not, my opinion is, if he doesn't get a clean slate, get a fresh, his own guys in there to, run his offense, get just a defensive guy in there, something, man. But I think he needs a good chance to take his team over, and I'll hang up and listen. Have a good day.
Big T, appreciate the call. And I know that for some of you, that is still something you'd want to see is Bobby Petrino with a full complement of his players in an offseason to kind of look that work out. And I understand that. But at the same time, I felt like that door has been shut. Now, again, I'm not in those rooms with the big wigs and the big money. I don't pretend to have insight or anything. I just kind of react to news or react to reports or something like that. But I really do feel like that door has been shut. Let's go to Fayetteville, where Lance has phoned in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. 877-377-6963. Lance, go ahead. You're on the morning rush.
Hey, Ty, you're way smarter than me, but I'm gonna go the opposite direction from you there. Back in 2012, in the spring of 2012, when Bobby got fired, Phil Fulmer, that's a crazy name to bring up, wanted the job for 2 years. He was willing to be not a 1-year interim, but a 2-year interim. And we were too short-sighted to do that. In this instance, we've already got the guy to do that already running. And all of the talk about incentive-based contracts, Bobby would be willing to do that. We could pay him. We could say, Bobby, we're going to pay you $2.5 million, and then if you do this and this and this and that, then you get some big bonuses. His grandkids are 200 miles away or less. He's not going anywhere. I just think, and then compound that with we're saying this is a limited prospect base as far as coaching prospect goes. Why do we have to run to South Florida to hire some guy that we've never even spoken 2 words to, or any of the other? We've already got, we can turn this into a very interesting thing with the incentive-based stuff. And I don't think he's gonna. I don't blame him for getting angry on the sidelines, and I've already seen where some people are trying to use that against him. They try to abuse Taylor.
Let me ask you something, Lance. Has there been and I haven't watched every SEC game this season. I'd be lying if I told you otherwise. But has there been an incident that you think about this season or over the course of years where you've seen a coach get a personal foul, or excuse me, an unsportsmanlike conduct? Because I was racking my brain watching the games this season, and I don't remember one of them.
They did it, but they did it because they got the refs did it because they got their feelings hurt, and they want to put Mississippi State in a position to, if they pull an upset in the next 3 games, that they'll have a bowl for the SEC. So I don't. I'm not going to sit and say, did the chicken or the egg? The chicken or the egg? Was it Bobby's fault or was it their fault? Just because it got called doesn't mean it was Bobby's fault. And he was taken up for his player. And so that one to me is out. If that becomes the thing, then it's just more Razorback lunacy from the fans and whoever that I've always grown up with and had to cringe away from. I'm not trying to be angry or anything. I just think I'm not holding it against him. I'm glad he did it, and I just think we have an opportunity to do a 2-year interim or do a 1-year interim. He'll take it, So,
Lance, appreciate the call. I would be curious to your point, what other Group of 5 programs, you mentioned Alex Golish with USF, would entertain Bobby Petrino, because it's in my opinion that he's not going to get a lot of looks from Power 4, but I do think there would be several programs out there that would look at Bobby Petrino to be their head coach that aren't necessarily the SEC or the Big Ten. There's still a lot of movement. For those that don't know, Auburn fired Hugh Freeze from over the weekend, so that's another job and program that is seen by coaches as a better position and a better job than what is currently in Fayetteville, Arkansas. This is not going to end here on, again, we're just early on in November, and there will be more changes that happen because there will be coaches within the SEC that will move on from their current job, not because they're let go, but they feel like that they've got another destination that better suits them. There's a lot that can happen between now and when Arkansas hires a coach, what I would expect to be less than a month or right around a month, and you're just hoping they get it right. I think your point, Lance, is that Arkansas would be better suited financially if they went with Petrino because they could pay him less, maybe pay coordinators more, maybe save some money for NIL and some other things that you need in order to be successful in the very difficult, very tough SEC. If they went that direction, I hope that there would be some elements that Petrino could use to his advantage. But again, I think as of Saturday night, that avenue has been eliminated for Bobby Petrino.
Sounds like a bunch of lazy apathy to me. If you're not willing to get out there and at least try and find somebody, at least try and find a bright new young coach, at least try and find maybe an off-the-wall hire that might work. I don't even care if you hire a position coach with no experience. I really don't at this point. And maybe that's my hot take, is I don't care who it is, as long as it's somebody that's brand new. As long as it's somebody that has an idea of what to do and how to lead a program in this modern day of age of college football. Bobby Petrino has not proven that at any of the other stops he's been at Missouri State, because that was the last time he was a head coach, remember? And so I just don't think that anymore we can be entertaining that this is a real possibility. I know that Lance wants to just keep things steady, and maybe that he's absolutely right. Bobby would probably take a much lower pay grade than the majority of sitting SEC coaches would to come coach here, and that's great. That's super awesome. Maybe you could figure out a way to put that money into, building a roster. But at the end of the day, he still has to coach. And I do not care what you say, Ty, you're right. Coaches should not get personal foul penalties on them. You have to be much more intelligent and emotionally controlled than that.
Scott, well, and my shot wasn't at Petrino, Scott. I think you misinterpreted what I said. What I was saying, brother, is that I haven't found an officiating crew that's flagged another coach. That's what I was saying. I think you took that the wrong way. That wasn't necessarily a criticism of Petrino there. It was like looking out for the other coaches that get away with the same thing Bobby should have probably gotten away with. And there are some foul things that he probably said. I mean, this is what he said.
I didn't really say a whole lot to get it called, but I did get it called, so that's on me, and that's not a good job.
And again, that's the point I was making. That other SEC head coaches get away with saying, I'm going to get similar type of things that Bobby Petrino said on Saturday. Hey, we are brought to you this morning by Bet Saracen. Bet Saracen, great place that you can bet on Arkansas, whether it's the football games. Maybe you've got a thought on them going up against Southern tonight. Well, it is all at Bet Saracen. Take advantage of the different NFL parlays, an NCAA football 50% profit boost. Maybe you want to bet on the Dallas Cowboys tonight taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Well, you can do so on the Bet Saracen app, Arkansas's most popular sports betting app in the state. That's the Bet Saracen app. I don't know if we're... Go ahead, Cole.
And no, to be clear, I don't want anybody to think that I don't want your coach to defend your players. You're absolutely supposed to do that. I watched my dad chew out referees for years on the sidelines, and I can only remember maybe one time where he ever got a penalty, because there's a line that that you can't cross, that you can't step over, because it becomes detrimental to your team. So that record-breaking number of penalties that we had that set the program record this past weekend, he's directly at fault for that, and he has to answer for it. He obviously knew that he was wrong, but I'm not trying to say that he shouldn't have stuck up for his players, but he's wrong for that. You can't gloss over it.
Kevin's in Rogers this morning. Kevin, go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Boy, you guys got an active morning this morning. Good talk to you, fellas. Hey, I've just got a couple of comments, and first of all, regarding the officiating, a lot of those are penalties. I go back to you're talking about Bobby and what he did. I mean, and you've got to teach your players this too. The exhibition game with Memphis, when they got up big and the guys were kind of yapping with the officials, Cal just looked him in the eye and said, "Stop yapping at the officials. These are SEC officials. They are going to be, refereeing your games this year. That's not going to help us. Don't yap at officials." That's just something you don't do, and that goes back to the coaches too. But I wanted to say that, but it is what it is. From a coaching standpoint, this is my opinion, and I think we really dropped the ball if we haven't already looked at this guy. And a lot of people won't know who he is, but over the last 20 years, there's been pretty much 3 dominant coaches for the most part in college football: Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, and Kirby Smart. They all won multiple national titles.
Mm-hmm. And
when one of those guys comes out and says, this guy needs to be a head coach, I've looked at this guy, and Brian Hartline, the OC, is 38 years old at Ohio State. If he doesn't get an interview, he's going to end up at Penn State. I don't know why we're not looking at him. We want offense. That's what the league's about now. I mean, I really think we need to be looking at a guy that age, a Lane Kiffin type coach. I mean, he's probably going to win back-to-back national titles. We'll see how it goes as an OC. I mean, what do you guys think? How do you not look at that guy?
Well,
he's got an interview with Penn State right now this week. I mean, how do you not call that guy?
Colton can verify this. That's actually the name that I brought up on Friday. You think about the number of talented wide receivers who used to be Ohio State's wide receivers coach, and now he's the offensive coordinator, as you just alluded to. You think about Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Buka, Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, they have had stud after stud. I can't remember if what's his face, the kid from North Little Rock, KJ Hill, if he was there when KJ went up to Columbus, but I think he will be one of the hot. He's kind of like a Joe Brady type, like a young guy, got studs all over the place. And whether it's Penn State or Arkansas or somewhere else, Kevin, I'm like you. I expect him to get several looks from different coaching destinations.
The problem that I have is with him having an interview. If Penn State just rolls out the red carpet, he may not even look at anybody else. I mean, because he's in the North already. He goes, "Hey, I can recruit at Penn." I mean, in the same conference.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people are gonna, miss the boat here, and then you're gonna be stuck with somebody, and then Hunter's gonna take more, crap from everybody, and blah 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 blah. But anyway, go Hogs tonight! Excited about basketball. Woo! It's gonna be an interesting week with, playing Michigan State on Saturday, another top 20 matchup. So the non-conference is gonna be a lot of fun for us. We're gonna play a lot of upper echelon teams before we get into the upper echelon SEC. So thanks, guys.
And to Kevin. We are upper crust in basketball. We're not that way in football. We are upper crust in basketball, which is nice, and we'll get more to that in your Hog update coming up. And if you want to talk about the basketball team, listen, I get there's a lot of reaction to what happened in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium over the weekend. But if you want to talk about something positive, happy to field your calls and texts about the basketball team. Brent is in Searcy this morning. Brent, go ahead.
Ty, I just want to tell you I'm coming back. Just getting back into town from Colorado Springs. I went to the Air Force Army game.
Oh, yeah.
This past weekend. Coach Tim Horton had asked me to come to a game for years, and I finally gave in. And we went to we could not get the SEC network at any sports bar or anything in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I had to listen to it on my phone. And I just tell you, it was a hard listen. I thought there's no way we're going to lose this game. It was a hard listen, but I still love it. We're going to be okay. We're going to get a great coach. I think there's things that you really got to change. And, the first change is there's got to be a change at athletic director. Got to be. Don't have a choice. Don't have a choice. And that's all I got to say. And I'd like to hear y'all's response if I could.
Yeah, Brent, appreciate the call. I did see Hunter Yurchek, similar to John Cohen of Auburn, had some things to say to the official. I think Cohen's was at halftime during the Auburn-Georgia game, and Hunter's was after the game. Listen, you can say a lot of things about Hunter Yurchek, positive and negative. That guy wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
This next hire is ultimately going to decide his fate here in Arkansas. I don't know where the rumor or the thought that he is not going to be Arkansas's AD before this hire. Tommy and I talked about this a little on Friday. I mean, that would be a similar situation to what you had prior to hiring Chad Morris.
Yeah, that'd be an even bigger mess than what you're in right now.
Listen, there's a lot of issues, and we're going to continue to diagnose them as best we can here on Hot Take Monday. Hey, we're brought to you by the Fence Man. Maybe you have a fence issue or a security issue. Well, John and his team can take care of that. 479-782-3936. I actually passed his number to a friend over the weekend that needs some fence repairs. They've been serving Fort Smith for over 50 years. They help with residential, commercial, and that security as well. If you need financing, they can do it. 18th-month financing available. Get your free quote today. TheFencemanAR.com or give them a call one more time, 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. We played that clip of Bobby Petrino there. Also had some stuff in the open. We're going to hear his thoughts following Arkansas's 3-point loss to the Bulldogs and more when we come back. Hog Update is on its way.
Make sure you're subscribed to the Hit That Line Podcast Network.
I'm gonna say, you laugh, sit over there and laugh, but that's where we ended up because we got our process out of order. We did a horrible job in the hiring process the last time.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, my gosh. They called grounding.
This is The Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Wrath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, wrathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football. Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The season of giving is here, and C2 Supply and Poto is inviting you to join them for a special cause. Come by the Poto Chamber of Commerce on Friday, November 7th from 11:30 to 1:30 for their drive-through fundraiser supporting the Poto Community Holiday Dinners. They'll be serving lunch and collecting cash donations to help provide Thanksgiving and Christmas meals for local families in need. Last year, this program fed more than 700 people, and with your help, they can feed even more this year. Drive through, grab lunch, and give from the heart. Together, let's make sure everyone has a place at the table this holiday season.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
At Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO every Tuesday now through June 2026. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders, free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members, only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
Yeager's Ace Hardware is helping our customers kick off the holidays with a big thank you. November 1st and 2nd, Ace Rewards members receive 20% off regularly priced items. Get more details in the store or on your Ace Rewards app. Plus, now through December 1st, Yeager's is offering Black Friday savings every day, all month long, to everyone. Save on hundreds of items and get a $10 gift card with your $50 purchase. Why wait for Black Friday savings when you can get it at all 5 Yeager's locations through December 1st? Yeager's Ace Hardware. Real help, real savings.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, Wolf Big Suey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing really well. He's with the doctor right now, and we'll just have to see how everything comes out. But it didn't look good. You know, it was an ugly looking play.
Taylor Green got popped a few times in that game on Saturday, including that final play in sequence that had him on the ground for for what seemed like an eternity as Arkansas falls 38-35. You had a little bit of sign of life. You're thinking, oh, drop a flag, horse collar tackle, something, and then it ends up just being an intentional grounding called on Arkansas, which essentially ended the game. I know there was a lot of frustrations. You felt like I jotted down several calls that I had wondered about, like picking up the personal foul call. There was a no call and a pass interference at the end of the half.
Raylan Sharp got leveled out of bounds, like 5 yards out of the play, no call.
And I know he got hit inbounds, but then you took him out of bounds. So several things that I had questions about, like all of you had questions about after the game, and doing our best to unpack it as best we can this morning. So that's more negative stuff. And again, you got some thoughts on this game, jump in here. Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. But the good thing is, from this weekend, Arkansas football related, how about Cam Little breaking an NFL record?
He's back to the end zone. They're going to return this if the Raiders have a chance for points. 68 yards away. It's up there. It's out there. And it's good. It's good for 68. Cam Little. Cam's up big.
You've got to be kidding me. Just driving that ball. You see the low trajectory, but look at this. I mean, that's good from 70.
Would have been good from 70.
And he made a 70-yarder earlier this year, preseason. And then that kind of and Tommy mentioned it. I remember how very emphatic he was about it. Like, this gives their coach, Liam Doyle or Liam something?
Sounds right.
A chance to be like, we trust this guy and we'll let him go for it. And he did. So congrats to Cam breaking an NFL record. Justin Tucker did it a few years back at 66. Cam added 2 extra yards. So awesome to see a Razorback having success there. Other news, Tush, was it the 12th, Colton?
What are the Roman numerals behind it? I forgot. I put it on there.
I
V is 5.
Okay,
so after
7.
that,
I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm thinking X. Tuss the 7. They introduced him, who was born 2 months ago. So that's another positive news for Arkansas. Get a new mascot. And other positive, basketball team plays tonight. 6 o'clock, we'll have pregame coverage beginning right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com with Chuck and Matt Zimmerman, 5:30. Game gets going at 6 against Southern. If you want to watch it, it's on the SEC network. So hopefully give us some positive news to talk about instead of all the negative stuff we've unfortunately had to share. That's your Hog Update this morning. As always, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Let's go to Brennan, who's in Fort Smith. Brennan, good morning.
Morning, fellas. How we doing?
Good, man.
I was kind of wishing Tommy was here just to make this comment, but as a high school football official myself, I can tell you there's been a couple times, maybe Tommy has more morals than I do, but a couple times where a coach was just being an absolute psycho, and you can bet that we might have made a couple calls just to make our point. But I never thought I would see that at the level of football that we watched on Saturday in the SEC, but that was clearly what it went on there. Bobby said whatever he had to say to that one official, and I believe, because I've done it before, Rove got on the mic before and said, hey, boys, so-and-so said such and such, and then next thing you know, there's a couple penalties that you're like, oh, okay, and usually that gets the point across, but I've never seen 15 penalties. They sure as hell got their point across. But to make a comment on the Brian Hartline thing, I mean, not to crap on Brian Hartline, but at the same time, who would not have success at Ohio State with the type of players, receivers, and quarterbacks they've had there the past 5 years? So I'm not saying that you shouldn't interview the guy, but I'm also going to say this at the same time. Whoever your top 3 is, go ahead and take them off your board, because why would anyone in their right mind, with all these other jobs that are open, entertain Arkansas? And that's all with all due respect. Heck, I tote my family of 4 up there every single weekend hoping for a win. And I love the Hogs more than I should. But at the same time, we got to be realistic, people. So you need to start looking at, and I'm not saying this is a guy, but you got to start looking at your Alex Golishes and people on that level. John Summerall's probably on the line of that. A lot of things got to go the right way if you're going to drag him out of Tulane. But I don't know, boys. It's not good. And then when you read some of the stuff that Trey Biddy says on there about how we're trying to line money up for the 2030 TV deal, it's making me nervous, fellas. It's not a great time to be a Razorback football fan. But, Go Hogs. That's all I got to say.
Brandon.
And oh, and by the way, hey, go Cowboys tonight. Go Cowboys. Yeah, what's up, Ty?
I was going to say, Brennan, appreciate the call. Good luck to the Dallas Cowboy fans tonight as you take on the Arizona Cardinals. I think that is something we also need to impact throughout not just the week, but the coming weeks as well, is what that looks like for Arkansas. Tommy kind of asked that question, I think, last week. Is like, are you off the cut line?
Yeah.
You just lost to the program that you assume is you're better than, and you've lost them now twice in the last 2 games at home. Not a great look. Hey, I mentioned the men's basketball game tonight. Southern first game of the season. Last year you went to the Sweet 16. You're hoping to make some noise in the NCAA tournament. Well, you want to go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com. If you want to transfer your tickets, we'll help you as well here on ESPN Arkansas. Single game tickets. Find them online, ArkansasRazorbacks.com. And I know there's going to be tickets available for that Missouri football game as well. You can always find them. And SeatGeek, the official ticket partner of the Arkansas Razorbacks. When we return, Morning Rush Daily Question. We kind of let off with it. We'll come back to it. Following this weekend, or just your thoughts overall, is Bobby Petrino still a candidate for this head coaching job at Arkansas? What do you think? Tell me on the other side here on the Morning Rush.
Broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios.
Hey, this is Cam Little, and you're listening to the Morning Rush.
It's up there. It's out there. It's good for 68.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Quincy Rhodes drilled Blake Shapen. The ball came out. They lose 10 yards.
This is the Morning Rush.
Around here, we don't just know your name. We know your dad's favorite truck and your kid's baseball team. That's how it is when you've been in the same town for 90 years. At Hug Chevrolet GMC, we believe in handshakes, hometown service, and treating you like family. Because you're not just a customer, you're a neighbor. Hug Chevrolet GMC. The people, the place, the pride.
Get ready, Fort Smith. Hometown Market Days is coming to the Fort Smith Convention Center November 7th and 8th. Come shop and find all your Christmas must-haves, from trendy boutique to handmade gifts, vintage treasures, sweet treats, and more. Doors open each day at 10 a.m. and the first 25 shoppers score amazing swag bags. Bring all your friends and family and your honey. It's shopping time and holiday vibes at Hometown Market Days. The U, November 7th and 8th.
TGI Fridays in Fort Smith, where football fans win with 50-cent wings all day, every Monday and Thursday. Just 50-cent wings, boneless or traditional, with a 10-piece minimum. It's perfect for Monday night and Thursday night football. Also, don't forget TGI Fridays' brand new steakhouse menu. Hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, juicy 8-ounce bacon-wrapped fillets, and loaded baked potatoes. Big groups are always welcome after the game, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays. Come hungry, leave happy. TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Archery deer season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows from Hoyt, PSC, Prime, Darton, Bear, and Elite Plus crossbows from 10 Point, Wicked Ridge, Barnett, and Killer Instinct, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow techs with years of experience are on site to get you dialed in and ready to hunt. Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. We will be live at Blue Ember Smokehouse Monday, November 17th at 8000 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Order one of their whole turkeys, juicy turkey breasts, or flavorful pit carving hams, all slow smoked the Blue Ember way. And don't forget your favorite sides, mac and cheese, green beans, baked beans, potato salad, and more. Spend more time with the family and less time in the kitchen. Place your holiday order today by stopping in-store or calling your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Contractors, you know the right equipment makes all the difference. That's why you choose LG HVAC systems. Innovative, efficient, and built to perform. And at J&B Supply, we're more than just a supplier. Since 1968, our family-owned business has provided HVAC and plumbing pros with the products, expert service, and hands-on training to get the job done right. Check out the buzz around LG's new game-changing equipment today. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Another tough result to take. You know, our players did a good job preparing for the game and came out and competed extremely hard. End up on the wrong side again.
Oh, man. Tough for Arkansas fans. Mississippi State heading into that game, 16 straight losses against SEC opponent. Hadn't won against an SEC team since they beat you 2 years ago, and then they come in the game. You had a chance, 4th and 4. Had the guy tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Instead, former Arkansas commit, I might add, Anthony Evans, who just 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards, was outstanding all day long. Ended up scoring on that sequence in that play, and the Razorbacks fall 38-35. Maybe I'm making too much out of the 2 straight losses Arkansas have, and I'll acknowledge that. I'll also acknowledge that I'm not in the conversations that are had between Hunter Yurachek and the big money at the University of Arkansas, the big dogs. But it's in my opinion that Bobby Petrino has been eliminated from the discussion. I know you're anti-Petrino, Colin, so maybe we should get someone to give us more of the stance of if you're pro-Petrino, and that, listen, if you want to call in and tell us that, we're not going to silence you at all by any stretch of the imagination. I want the reasons for that. 877-377-6963. Is Bobby Petrino still a candidate for the Arkansas coaching job following these last 2 losses heading into this bye week this weekend?
I say no, and I want people to understand that if Bobby Petrino had maybe beaten Tennessee on the road, or if he would have won these past 2 games, if there would have been a more sign of life, you were able to completely turn the team around, I would be on the stump for you. I'd be championing for, hey, I would be just like Lance that called earlier and say, hey, maybe Bobby Petrino is a really good stopgap for us just for a minute. Because right now the coaching cycle is just, there's way too much volume in it. You're falling below the pecking order every single time a Power 4 job comes open. And there's still going to be some that may come open by the time this is over. So, like, for me, I just don't think anymore that you can afford to do that. Now, because he's obviously shown that the team has not changed. He's not been able to, you can't bring anybody in mid-season, so it's not his players, and I get that. You can't judge him on that, but you can judge a team on their performance, and it's not been any better on the scoreboard. And that's where it has to be for Petrino to become the head coach, in my opinion.
And I thought Sam Pittman should have been let go following the Notre Dame game. But it seems like, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that you're okay with losing close under Petrino, but you weren't under Sam Pittman. And while this team has competed more at home, that's obvious. The Auburn game was unfortunately an anomaly. The A&M game and the Mississippi State game were more about this football team and what they've been able to have success in, at least on the scoreboard and close. So let's go to a sports talk legend, hear his thoughts. Forest City Joe is phoned in. Forest City Joe, should Bobby Petrino still be considered for this Arkansas head coaching job?
No.
Well said.
I want them all gone. And that's not just Bobby Petrino. I want to start right there with Hunter Yurchek. I want them all gone. Everybody that's had anything to do with the last couple of few years here should be gone. I'm going to tell you why Yurchek should be gone. After that one good year Sam Pittman had, Ty, who made the decision to expand his contract, add years to it, give him more money, and give him that buyout? Who made that decision? Hunter Yurchek.
Yeah, the athletics.
After the 2023 season, when he lost at home to an even worse Mississippi State team, 7-3, got destroyed by Missouri and Auburn that same year at home. Who made the decision to bring back Sam Pittman again? Hunter Yurchek. The NIL. Who was late when everybody else was getting into this NIL? Who was the last one standing, still fighting against it right up until the end? Hunter Yurchek. He's got to go. And we've got to get somebody in here that can get us a good coach and try and get, that people want to spend send donations to get this program turned around. So no, Bobby should not be the coach. Everybody that had anything to do with this has got to be gone. And one more thing about that game Saturday, I'm always pulling for the Hogs to win. They're terrible. They can't play a lick of defense, and until they can play defense, they're not going to win. They're really bad. But 18 penalties for 193 yards, and Mississippi State 4 penalties for 30 yards. And I'm sitting here rewatching the game yesterday, and I'm seeing Quincy Rhodes getting tackled with the referee standing right there looking at it and not calling. This officiating crew is a perfect example of the no respect part. They got no respect for your program, folks. Mississippi State, one of the worst teams in the country, comes in here, and they are. Make no mistake about it. This is a bad Mississippi State football team, and that's why they only beat Arkansas by 3 points, even with the referees doing what they did. What they did was a disgrace the refs everywhere. And I know Tommy's not on the show today, but he's an old ref, and I told Tommy this before on this show. I don't trust the SEC. I don't trust their refs. This kind of crap has been going on with Arkansas for years. Hey, Ty, you remember the backwards pass from Bo Nix?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
The boss.
Arkansas had that game won. Auburn had no timeouts. If Arkansas gets that fumble recovery like they should have, that game was over. Instead, they give the ball. They find a way. Go to the replay officials. Find a way to get the ball back to Auburn. Auburn goes down and kick the winning field goal. And then that Florida game when Bobby was here the first time, Malcolm Shepard, and all that went down there in the swamp, and how they gave Florida that football game. I mean, this kind of crap against Arkansas has been going on for years. I guess we're just so bad they got no respect for us. And it's going to keep going on. You thought the Southwest Conference officiating was bad? This stuff, I'm telling you, Ty, I'm older than you guys, but and I've seen it all, but I've never seen anything like I saw Saturday. That was a disgrace to football. Thank you very much, Ty.
Hey, Forest City Joe, thank
you, Joe.
you for not just that call, but I think I've listened to you for two decades plus when it comes to you over the years. So thank you for all you do for Arkansas Sports Talk Radio. Hey, that's the Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. We're going to take Danny and Berryville's take on that in just one sec. Cart Pass Social, Christmas parties, team building exercises. Listen, this is an awesome place. You've had a good quarter 3 and 4, or you're trying to inspire and rally the troops. Well, you can do it at Cart Pass Social, number one place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas, 122 Grant Place in Lowell. My buddies, Nate Garahan, Christian Olson, 2 Rogers guys, went to the U of A with me, love Arkansas football, love their community, Rogers Heritage, Rogers Mountains, and all of Northwest Arkansas. They stayed there, they worked there, and they love to help out people in the community. Go there, check it out. If you haven't been, go to cartpasssocial.com. Click on the events tab if you're interested in any of their great offerings at cartpasssocial.com. Plus, it's always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. To Berryville, where Danny's waiting. Danny, go ahead, man. You're on the morning rush. Well, Danny was there. 877-377-6963 is, again, the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Nate in Benville texting in says, I don't have a voice for radio, or I'd call. I don't know if he lost it from over the weekend or he's just worried about his voice. He thinks that they have a lopsided team. The Arkansas offense is so much better than the defense. Bobby Petrino didn't recruit those guys. His D in the past are a decent set of athletes. We're 2-7. We still have a top 15 offense. Our offense keeps us in the games, and he would love to have Bobby Petrino back. Hunter has to go, though. We need someone with true Arkansas ties to run our athletics department.
Ty, does this change if in the next after you take this bye week, if in the next 3 weeks, all 3 of your rivals, if you squeak out a win against maybe 1 or 2 of those, does this change? Scott in Springdale texted us on the Lewis Automotive hotline. He says, yeah, but if he beats Texas or Missouri or LSU, then what are you going to say? Because those are teams that everybody in Arkansas likes to beat on the gridiron. Mm-hmm. And there are some big money people out there that are movers and shakers behind the scenes of this football program that would love to see an Arkansas win against Texas, that would love to see an Arkansas win against Missouri. LSU may not mean so much anymore. It might have lost some of its gusto because of the fact that they don't have a coach just like you do. But those are 3 brand name schools that are competing and that are in a lot better position than you are in college football. Would that do anything for you? It wouldn't for me, but I'm asking you.
I think so. The stance where I'm coming from, that Bobby Petrino is no longer a candidate, is under the precipice that they're not going to win the rest of the way. Because if you can't beat Auburn or Mississippi State, I don't know how you go on the road and defeat either LSU, Texas, or come back and beat Missouri. Now, I realize Bo Perbula is out, and you're playing their backup quarterback. Missouri's not going to be as good. I just don't expect that. That's why I don't think that Bobby Petrino is a candidate. Now, I do think, as you stated, that if they were able to beat one of these final 3 rivals, then that would potentially inspire some, or those that, and I say matter, I don't mean that you as a fan listening right now don't matter, but have more.
But you're not buying a coach.
Yeah, but have more of a say-so on the money that you're investing to potentially get the next head coach. I don't know what that looks like. I know that that game in 2 weeks is going to be interesting based on Taylor Green's health.
I do want to say something, but I can't. That's how they handcuff you. I'll just say watch the video. And the one thing I can say is they picked our quarterback up and souffled him, which is a really bad deal.
I don't think I've ever heard souffled used in terms of tackling. But I mean, Taylor just took a beating. He's taking a beating at time. Not as bad as it felt like last season. He hadn't been on the ground as much, but he has gutted it out. And now you might have the first start for KJ Jackson in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We'll get the game time for that later today. It's going to be between 11 and 12. I'm going to guess it's the 11:45 SEC Network game. Maybe they put it on ESPN or ABC because it's a rivalry game, because it features LSU. But we'll find out that game time later today.
Yeah, and I think Taylor did get pushed around a little bit, and he obviously got hit right there near the end of the game. And you're playing with 2 substitute linemen during 3, actually, if you count the fact that Shaq McCroy went out on what was it, the first drive of the game. Mm-hmm. So you're playing with kind of a patchwork group up there on up front, which has been really something that you've relied on all year. And that lack of experience kind of did show through near the end of the game. Props to Catch Courtney and Broussard for coming in and doing the best they could, but your quarterback did take one, and it may be KJ Jackson time with the season kind of circling the drain.
We'll hear Bobby Petrino comment on those offensive linemen and more. We haven't really talked much college football in the SEC thus far in the first hour. We'll get to more of that in the second hour of the Morning Rush, and Tommy will be back with us tomorrow. He had some things to take care of. I promise he's not vacation. Hey, do you need to spruce up your existing home or start from the ground up? Well, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas is the place to do it. They've been doing it for over 100 years and help local families like yours make their dream home come true. Visit myaglender.com, or you can visit one of their 25 locations across our state today, myaglender.com, for Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. What do you think after this weekend? Excited about basketball? We can touch on whatever. Hour 2 of the Morning Rush, heading your way. Hot Take Monday is next.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with RUSH25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny skies. Our temperatures this afternoon will make up nicely in the upper 60s to near 70. Later on tonight, we'll end up with a nice clear sky. Overnight lows will drop down low 40s. Tuesday, sunshine, a high low 70s. We're on our way to the mid 70s with sunshine Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Kalen Green's hurt. The Razorbacks are mad. They thought it should have been a penalty. They threw the flag, and we thought it was a penalty too.
I do want to say something, but I can't. You know, that's how they handcuff you. I'll just say watch the video. And one thing I can say is they picked our quarterback up and souffled him, which is a really bad deal. Another tough result to take. You know, our players did a good job preparing for the game and came out and competed extremely hard. Ended up on the wrong side again.
My wife had to help me figure out the word to describe my state of being, and it was despondent.
Mississippi State, who is, let's be honest, a lot worse than A&M or Tennessee, we still lose by one score. I don't understand it.
Live from the Bushlight Studios. With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And produced by Colton Little.
This is The Morning Rush.
I don't really understand it either. Really did think Arkansas was going to win this football game Saturday in Razorback Stadium, and they come up just short. Now, you think about what there is the rest of the way. 3 games, 3 rivalry games. Coach, what's this team playing for?
Yeah, I mean, you're playing for pride. You're playing because you're a football player and you want to go out and win the game. We got a number of guys that are playing for see if they have a future in the NFL. Everybody else playing for what happens after this season, whether that's here or transfer or.
Bobby Petrino obviously coaching for what is to happen after this season, which he hopes is that he is named the head coach following this year, at some point named during this year. Don't know. A lot can happen between now and then, but this should be a wild next few weeks, not necessarily because what happens on the field, whether it's in Baton Rouge, Austin, or back here in Fayetteville against Missouri, but what's going to take place behind the scenes when it comes to Arkansas's job. Hot Take Monday. Appreciate you joining us. Myself, Colton Little, Tommy back tomorrow. Hey, you can listen to us always on any of our ESPN Arkansas radio stations, 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith, the River Valley, 104.3 Harrison, Mountain Home, Marshall, and 96.3 Hot Springs and across Central Arkansas. In addition to that, you can listen to the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. I love the chicken quesadilla at Taco Bell. Their Cantina chicken quesadilla is phenomenal, or the regular one. The Cantina menu is fantastic. You can take advantage of that at Taco Bell. Or how about the Satisfy Cravings menu? 10 items, $3 or less every single day at Taco Bell while supplies last. Contact store for participation. And we've had plenty of participation thus far this morning.
Yeah, that was great.
Lewis Automotive Group hotline. The next hour, like the first hour, no guests, just you, Colton, and myself, 877-377-6963. Going to hear more from Bobby Petrino, Cam Ball, and whatnot. Listen, the story from Saturday is the penalties, where Arkansas racked up a school record, 193 yards, 18 penalties, versus Mississippi State just having 4. Colton, you pointed out you had 1 more passing yard than you did penalties, which is just insane to think about.
And 1 less penalty called on you than you actually had passing completions on the day. So just a wild day, and I think it's unprecedented for Razorback football. Obviously, it broke the record for the number of penalty yards, but we're approaching a situation now in our football program where the apathy has really started to set in. People are starting to notice that, look, it's either now or never that you start barking with the big boys, or you get off the porch. And I just don't think that people are willing to accept that this is how it's going to be for that much longer. They need change. They need something to inspire them, to keep them motivated. And I don't want people to think that I'm not a fan of Bobby Petrino as a coach and what he did here in the past. It was excellent. It's the foundation of my Razorback football, why I enjoyed watching Razorback football all those years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a completely different time now. He's obviously not been put in the best position to succeed, and the limitations that he has as a coach have obviously he's not been able to overcome those and get wins on the scoreboard. So it's an unfortunate thing, Ty. Luckily, we have basketball now to keep us happy, but it is going to be difficult this next month of football season as we figure out, hey, can we get these games out of the way to figure out who the heck the next coach is going to be? I mean, that's what's really important.
Okay, so more on Arkansas football coming up. We didn't necessarily in the first hour get to the other happenings within college football, so let's do that now.
40 seconds to go. Pavia needs to get rid of it. Does. Back of the end zone. Touchdown. Owens. And look at Chauncey Bowens. Here he goes. Georgia retakes the lead. Sellers, jump ball, end zone. Intercepted? Yes, it is. Wynette Williams. One final takeaway for the Ole Miss defense. Billy Rodriguez back in there. And he springs Law the screen, and Law takes it across the goal line. Our first touchdown of the night. Frank Aguilar launches down the middle of the end zone, and it's intercepted. Coming across was Peyton Bowen, his safety.
This is the opening drive.
That final highlight, what a win for the Oklahoma Sooners going into Knoxville and defeating the Tennessee Volunteers. Maybe the biggest win of the weekend when you think about just where they are in the pecking order of not just the SEC, but college football. Unfortunately for Bruce and Craig and Deere, that Tennessee Volunteers have been effectively eliminated from the college football playoff following that loss. Vanderbilt almost comes back and beats Texas. He had a storming comeback from Diego Pavia. It was a little too late. Opening play, Ryan Wingo houses like a 75-yard screen pass. He just took it. Arch just sitting there like, man. Guys
Arch had a good day.
Yeah, be nice to have Ryan in Fayetteville like his older brother Ronnie, but elected to go to Austin. Mark Stoops sent Hughes Freeze packing. 10-3. What a gross football game on the plains of Auburn. 10-3. Kentucky gets a game-winning, or I said late touchdown, and ends up winning that one. Georgia wins ugly against Florida. Gators cover. Bad call. We're talking about officiating with Arkansas. I don't know how they don't overturn that call at the end of the game where it looked like that guy caught it. They don't. And then Ole Miss keeps on winning. Lost one game all season to the Bulldogs in Athens, and I think it's safe to say, barring a collapse, that Ole Miss is heading for their first ever college football playoff appearance, Golden.
Yeah, and that game, I think it was 6-3 late in that game too. So it was a little bit of a difficult slog for Ole Miss throughout the day. And South Carolina is in a very similar position to where you are, and where Kentucky is, and where Mississippi State is, where there's one side of the ball that's been playing pretty consistent all year. South Carolina's had a decent defense, but their offense has just been sputtering. And Lenore Sellers, for all that Heisman hype that was coming out of Columbia to start the season, that quickly died off. And yeah, I think Ole Miss, Tommy asked me about this, or Zach asked me about this on Saturday, who is the best team in the SEC? And my knee-jerk reaction was to say Ole Miss, because, I think that they've done really, really well all year, but Alabama probably still the number one team in the conference right now. But that win for Oklahoma was big, Ty, because that's keeping them in the talk for possibly squeezing into the playoff if they're able to run the table the rest of the season. So the SEC has been extremely chaotic, and there's been a lot of, change in the balance of power, as we've seen. LSU now firing an interim coach, Auburn now in that same scenario, Florida. Those are all teams that in the SEC you think most of the time have been pretty consistent and have been competing. Now there's some teams at the top that are usually at the bottom, and it's been very interesting. And it's just, you said it in the first hour, Ty, it just seems like you really missed the mark and you got rid of your coach and did a lot of these things a little bit too late. Your process was just a little bit out of whack.
Auburn, let's go Hugh Freeze over the weekend following that loss. They were like $50+ million to Harsin, Freeze, and is it Malzahn, I guess, is the other one. Yeah. Freeze is owed close to $16 million. And another job, unfortunately, that is better than yours. We were talking about, there was a question about John Summerall earlier. Summerall, I would think, would be a major candidate in Baton Rouge and also Auburn. I believe, if I remember correctly, he is from Alabama. So that, keep an eye on that.
Kenny Dillingham as well was the former offensive coordinator there. I know he's at his alma mater, but there's money at Auburn that could lure him away from Tempe.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting dynamic. We talked about Clark Lee and the tie to Vanderbilt. Brian Hartline's name was mentioned earlier. He's at his alma mater as the offensive coordinator. If I would him, I would stay put and just wait for
he's
whenever,
a coach in waiting.
Yeah, wherever Ryan Day, because that seems like an easy transition for
whenever
them.
he loses to Michigan again.
Yeah, which who knows, it could happen this year. I think so. It's easy to find hope within Arkansas basketball, right? You've got a top 15 team, really highly ranked recruiting class. What you've seen in exhibition games thus far has been, like, it's reinforced what you think about this basketball team, at least in my opinion. You get going tonight, 6 o'clock against Southern, first game, Bud Walton Arena. Just a reminder, if you don't want to use your tickets tonight, we will take them, not sell them, and get them to someone that uses our phone lines. The Lewis Automotive Group hotline lights up like a Christmas tree anytime we give tickets away. So we'll be happy to do that for you and find somewhere to go. So just always keep us in mind. I say us, keep our listeners in mind if you're not going to go to games this season. Here's a question as we get going this morning. As an Arkansas football fan, like, there's hope for baseball, there's hope for basketball. What are you hopeful for right now? And I don't like doing doom and gloom shows. I was texting someone on Friday, and I was talking to him, it's like, we just need something to believe in. We just need something to talk positively about. I really don't care about the show itself. Our shows are worse when the team wins because there's less interaction, there's less disagreements, there's various things that, as surprising as to some of you, actually make the show worth it. I don't care about the show. I just want this team to win. And it's really difficult as an Arkansas fan to find things to be hopeful for. Change does not always equal hope. You are hoping that this administration makes the right decision on who they hire next, that there can be some sort of transition that leads you into, I don't know if glory is the right word, but a better positioning that you've been in the SEC recently. Where is the hope for Arkansas football fans right now? Because it's not the rest of the season. You're going to go 0-3. You're not beating LSU. You're not beating Texas. You're not beating Missouri. What do you have to be hopeful for?
I think if you're trying to sell hope, selling hope is a lot easier when you're also having change come with it, in my opinion. And I think that that's kind of the whole reason why I'm trying to just say that the house needs to be clean. You have to get rid of as many people as you can that are involved with that football program. All the way down from, I mean, these people do a great job, and this is in jest, but all the way down from the graphic designer to the people that are at the top. I mean, you just a whole new thing. The stadium atmosphere, people have been complaining about that for years. The way that the team recruits, the way that they're behind the 8 ball in the recruiting department in terms of salaries and money and actual help. You need to change everything. You have to get everything completely revamped, and it's probably far too late to have started this process. You should have done this a long time ago before all the NIL stuff and all this money got involved. But now you have to just make shift with what you can. And in my opinion, if you're going to sell anything, what makes you hopeful is the fact that there is possibly, Ty, a Kurt Signetti-like person out there that can come into your program and within 1 year turn it around for hopefully the better. That can immediately improve the optics that surround not only just your football program to the outside world, but your football program to your state. I'd imagine that if Indiana has any high-profile recruits right now, they're not looking to go anywhere else but to play football for the Hoosiers. So that would help you in every single facet of what you do. And I think it's easier to bring that about, to bring about that hope that you can be selling when you have change, whether that be in the actual athletic department itself or just up there in the Broyles Center. Something has to happen. You do have to clean house. You do have to have somebody else move in to have a new message. And if it's going to be one of these old retreads, somebody that's, been around the block, that's been beaten down and been fired somebody else, that message will wear thin a lot faster.
Well, I know one of the young guys that people like, Brett Lashley.
SMU on the verge of history. Harden, trick or treat, Dallas. SMU wins.
He'll be a top 10 team at home for the first time in, I think, 50 years. Rhett signs a 2-year extension. Don't expect him in Fayetteville anytime soon, outside of probably visiting relatives. So keep an eye on, or I say keep an eye on that. I don't think you have to keep an eye on him anymore. Some text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Again, you can jump in here, 877-377-6963. This one comes from RJ and Van Buren. Hunter Yurchek has shown he's incapable of hiring the next guy when he kept Pittman 2 years longer than he should have. Houston Nutt for AD, Summerall or Golish for the head coaching job. Text out of the 479. This one comes from Nathaniel. I think we are maybe a prisoner of the moment due to the recent losses. Petrino, by far, is the most proven option we can get in this cycle. Hiring a third or fourth G5 option does not compare to Petrino. His stance. Greg in Fort Smith texting in. I was at the game on Saturday, and the atmosphere was wonderful. I was at the game as well. I thought the fans really kind of were galvanized and rallied behind the fact that there were some bad calls that went against you. And Talon and the offense gave you things to get excited about, get pumped about. Just started a little slow and didn't finish in the way that you were hoping to. I feel like I say that a lot of times with this football team. Jason Fort Smith, we need to change whoever is in charge of the field. It looks horrible. Let's see.
It's been rainy. It's had some bad weather. Give him a break.
Yeah.
Eddie from Russellville chimes in. Fire, change. That's all you say. That's all we've been doing for years, and that's why our football team sucks. Who do you get if not Bobby? That is such a complacent attitude. And I'm not saying that this is just on Eddie. He's the only person thinking this. But that is such a complacent attitude. You have got to go out there and at least try to find somebody, because every time that you hire a young coach that maybe may not be proven, maybe it's a group of 5, not every single one of those guys is a Chad Morris, okay? One of those guys may actually come in here and start to become a model of consistency. They're going to adapt to all the changes that are happening in the world, and they're going to make college football more exciting and more appealing for all of us at home. So I just don't understand why everybody's saying, if not Bobby, then who? We're not going to get anybody else. You are. You can. Someone will fill that job. And if all is said and done and you swing and miss on every single person, literally nobody wants to come here, then fine, Bobby can be okay. I will root for him, and I will hope that maybe they can just bottle up all those great nostalgic feelings every single Saturday in the fall. But to say that nobody would want to come here is denying the fact that football coaches have one fatal flaw. It's why they get paid millions of dollars to fail. They have an ego. There is somebody out there who is willing to come and coach here, willing to turn it around, willing to fail. You have to go out there and find that guy. And I don't want to hear about how, so just like Sam Pittman wanted the job. He had no head coaching experience. That's my caveat. You find somebody that has blown a whistle, that has made those timeouts, that has called those plays in an important time, and you go find that person. I don't care where they're from. I do not care. But if you're saying, we can't get anybody else better than Bobby, that's a defeatist attitude. And that's why they've been firing coaches for the last 30 years.
I can't remember if you're tied with Auburn or if you lead the SEC in coaching changes, but there's been a lot of them lately. Dallas Cowboys in action tonight. You can bet on them with the Oaklawn Sports app. College basketball underway. You can bet on Arkansas if you think they're going to cover against Southern tonight. Arkansas will be playing LSU. Curious what that line looks like next Saturday in Baton Rouge at Death Valley. A lot of things you can take advantage of with the Oaklawn Sports app, including new customer earning up to $1,000 in bonus bets, a 10% profit boost. You can bet on futures, outright winners, spreads, totals, player props, and more. NFL, college football, you name it, they have it. Funding's easy. ACH, debit, credit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, and on-site cash at the Oaklawn Sportsbook. It's all with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. So there have been some positives with the defense lately, including Quincy Rhodes.
So that's where the Bulldogs have it, 1st and 10. Shapen in a hurry now. Hit from behind. Ball's on the ground. Bulldogs fell on it. Back at the 38-yard line, Quincy Rhodes drilled Blake Shapen. The ball came out. They lose 10 yards. Mississippi State fortunate to have kept the football.
Quincy Rhodes was awesome. 4.5 tackles for loss. He's been getting in the backfield these last 2 weekends. You think about what he did against Jackson Arnold and Ashton Daniels this last weekend, and then what he was able to do against Blake Shapen, in addition to the running game for Mississippi State. Arkansas, I don't want people to think everything has been negative. Again, they've lost 7 games. It's hard to find the positives within negatives. I get that.
They've shown some good improvement on defense.
I just hope Quincy, I hope he doesn't leave. I'm watching these certain guys stand out, and I know some guys are going to exhaust their eligibility. Petrino's talked about that a number of players will exhaust that following this season, where you don't have any things left unless something happens like Pavia, where they try to sue the NCAA to play again. But he's a guy you got to keep, and whether it's Bobby Petrino or whoever else fills that role, you just hope there's not a complete. You hope there's not 60 new players on this team this next year.
And, Bobby Petrino, whenever they asked him, what are these guys playing for these last 3 games here? Bobby Petrino said, hopefully, hey, in the last 4 games that I've been here, some of these guys have played their way into being looked at by scouts and, having an opportunity to play beyond college football. Quincy Rhodes Jr. is one of those guys. He's really come on the later half of this season and been a lot better than he was at the start, obviously, of his Razorback career. And he's kind of been the one consistent mark on your defensive line at being able to get pressure no matter who he's going against, even some of the best offensive tackles in all of the SEC. So props to Quincy Rhodes Jr. for, having that high motor, going to work every week and staying consistent, because he's been a really bright spot in this offense, and you would want to keep him, because you don't want things to come in here and it'll be like the old Cal soundbite where I met with the team and there was no team. You don't want the coach to have to come in here and immediately be faced with having to recruit a bunch of 60 or 70 new players, because then there's going to be some obvious gaps in the roster at that point. It's just too much to fill too quickly. And I'm sure if he comes from a group of 5 school, or if he comes from a Power 5 school, he'll be bringing a Power 4 school. He'll be bringing a lot of players with him as well. But you don't want that new coach to just have a completely bare cupboard to work with. And a guy like Quincy Rhodes Jr., who's a home state product, will be one of those guys that I make sure I do everything I can to lock up and keep here through the regime change.
Weston Harrison asking the question: it's a bye week, would Arkansas pull the trigger to get rid of Hunter? I don't know. I know we've gotten a lot of I was talking with someone about this on Friday. I know we've gotten a lot of text wondering about the status. To my knowledge, I don't think anything's changed with the athletics director, and I could be proven wrong about that. But I know that it's been a more consistent line of thinking with our texters here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Adam in Fort Smith: Lane Kiffin was hired the same year as Sam Pittman and got paid twice as much. Didn't get paid twice as much. But he says Arkansas cannot compete with the pay for coaches in all the major sports. We spend a lot of money with our basketball program just to be relevant for a championship. Our baseball program is relevant. He feels like that we should be happy with that, being relevant in both basketball and baseball, but not in football.
Well, we won it all, Adam. You know that.
Yeah.
Come on.
I look at, Tennessee is better financially suited to have success in the SEC than Arkansas, but Danny White has shown that you can be successful in football, basketball, and baseball. When you think about where Rick Barnes, we'll see what they look like post Tony Vitello with him going to take the San Francisco Giants job. But I think Arkansas is capable of having success in 3 major sports based on what happened in 21. Is it going to happen every single year? No, but I think it's a possibility. I don't know if I necessarily call it a probability. Jody Harrison points out, besides football, Arkansas is top-notch, and is hoping that could be that case when you look at baseball, basketball, track, and soccer. We just want our football program to be better. Jody,
and it's the cash cow, Ty. So if as your football program goes, unfortunately, so does your athletic director. And when you're 15-52 in the SEC in the last I don't know how many years it's been, your athletic director is not going to live longer. Is not going to be there very long if that's the case.
We're brought to you this morning by WT Equipment. I know there's stuff always going on that you need to be taking care of on your farm. That's why farmers trust WT Equipment and Vermeer Forage Tools. This could be from mowers to balers. The Vermeer equipment is built tough enough to perform on the field and backed up by the support at WT Equipment that you can count on. 7 locations across the natural state: Berryville, Springdale, Searcy, McGehee, Jonesboro, Pocahontas, and also in Rayville, Louisiana. There's a WT Equipment all across the state that's near you. You need them to get the job done. Stop by your local WT Equipment today or visit them online, WTEquip.com. That's WTEquip.com. Vermeer, because your hay doesn't wait. It is a Hot Take Monday. What is your hot take this morning? We got some SEC things to get into as well. It's some great NFL action over the weekend. Josh Allen once again defeats the Chiefs in the, keyword, regular season. Hasn't had much success against them in the playoffs. We'll get to all that and more as we continue on the Morning Rush.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
I didn't really say a whole lot to get it called, but I did get it called, so that's on me, and that's not a good job.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal Tight of Oklahoma now offers Rhino Tight Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino Tight delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal Tight has the products and support you need. Visit SealTightOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino Tight.
It's the season for shopping the store that honors Christ all year long. It's the season for shopping the Solid Rock. Lots of gift ideas, including home decor, greeting cards, books, women's boutique items, and of course, Bibles. And while you're there, make your gift extra special with custom laser engraving, pins, cutting boards, wallets, Bibles, and more. Lots of selections to choose from or ask about custom orders. The Solid Rock, located next to Sam's Club on South 74th in Fort Smith. The Solid Rock, family owned and serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
Stop in for big savings on their 2-day Christmas open house on November 21st and 22nd.
The season of giving is here, and C2 Supply and Poto is inviting you to join them for a special cause. Come by the Poto Chamber of Commerce on Friday, November 7th from 11:30 to 1:30 for their drive-through fundraiser supporting the Poto Community Holiday Dinners. They'll be serving lunch and collecting cash donations to help provide Thanksgiving and Christmas meals for local families in need. Last year, this program fed more than 700 people, and with your help, they can feed even more this year. Drive through, grab lunch, and give from the heart. Together, let's make sure everyone has a place at the table this holiday season.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally climbed the hill. It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
The Volunteers know he's got his shorts on. I guess that's no longer frowned upon in the sport.
I guess not. It is with me, but
those are the shortest I've ever seen in a football field.
Should be
right?
Bill, that should be a penalty. Just dressing like that should be a penalty. What the hell is it? Wearing shorts out there?
It's another 50 plus. This is from 51 to give Oklahoma the lead. Danielle, short shorts, but not short on distance. Powers it through again from 51, and Oklahoma is on top on Rocky Top. Venables smiling for good reason. His team's been outplayed with 2 takeaways. Not done much on offense, but they got a kicker.
Yeah, got his Daisy Dukes on and puts it right in the middle again. 51. Uh-oh, here he comes again, letting people know.
Daisy Dukes, huh, Herbie? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking when I was watching that game. Is the Oklahoma Sooners defeat Tennessee, maybe the biggest win of the weekend. Tennessee goes down 33-27 in Neyland Stadium. That was something. That kicker, I don't even know his name, but that was some choice of how to wear that. That uniform.
I think I get it if you're a kicker because maybe you don't want the extra material in the way of your leg bending, and I understand maybe it's a tactile thing. But if you're a skill position player and you're not wearing knee pads or you're wearing your pants are rolled up all the way above your knees, I don't wish any injury on any player ever, but you deserve what's coming to you. If you don't go out there wearing the full armor of protection against yourself, I understand that it's a swag thing, it's a style thing, and you want to look cool on TV, you want to have the drip. I understand that. And I mean, this kid obviously is a very good kicker, but when I saw those pants pulled that far up, I thought it was like a joke at first, and then he wasn't their real kicker. He was just a walk-on, a third-string guy. No, real kicker. Went out there and drilled it, though. So that was definitely interesting.
And how about, speaking of kickers, how about Cam Little setting an NFL record, 68 yards. Justin Tucker previous held the record at 66. We saw Cam kick a 70-yarder in the preseason and drills a 68-yarder for the Jags. They ended up winning that game. I think they ended up defeating the Raiders 30-29. I got to go back and double check that. There was plenty of good NFL action from over the weekend. As far as SEC actions, we keep our SEC update going. The Georgia Bulldogs survive against Florida 24-20 in Jacksonville. Ole Miss defeats South Carolina 30-14. Texas holds off Diego Pavia's comeback as they defeat Vandy 34-31. And then Kentucky sends Hugh Freeze packing as they defeat Auburn 10-3. They're going to owe him near $16 million. Last three coaches, they're owing $52+ million for Auburn. Another team that is above you in the pecking order of the Southeastern Conference, following Arkansas's 38-35 loss to Mississippi State over the weekend. And I want to know, I think personally, I think the LSU job is the best, despite Governor Landry trying to figure out who the next head coach should be. I still think it's the best job in college football. Florida, to me, is second. Does anyone think that Auburn is better than Penn State? Is Auburn better than Penn State, in your opinion, Colton?
Out of those four, I think Auburn is below, is at the bottom. And I think that Auburn is actually a little bit lower than people are going to give it credit for. You are having to compete with Alabama in that state for literally everything. No matter what, Alabama is the big ticket in that state. They're the flagship university of the state of Alabama. And I know that Auburn has had some recent championship success, much more so than Florida or Penn State in terms of national championships. But Auburn has also become known as a graveyard for some of these coaches as well. They got rid of Harsin super quick. They even generated rumors just to make things a little bit more, just to rub some salt in the wound to get him out of town. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with Hugh Freeze as well. And so those were both promising young coaches. So as much as everybody says, Arkansas is a career killer, there's not much difference from us and Auburn in that department. And so that's the only thing that would take away from the Auburn job, is that fan base and that expectation there is championship or bust pretty much by year 3. Mm-hmm. So that would be the only thing that would deter someone from going there. But other than that, I mean, they have fertile recruiting grounds, big name, big brand, SEC. It is certainly in front of Arkansas.
This is a text from Dutch. That's what I've been saying about those fools that wear their pants above the knees. They basically deserve what's coming to them. Talking about the OU kicker. Speaking of Hugh Freeze, here's him after the game. Sarcasm implied.
I don't care. I got fired. I was actually going to quit and become a pimp for my players anyway. Auburn fans are so happy about this, they're going to roll Toomer's corner. I was going to coach half-hard from a hospital bed next week to try and get some sympathy and save my job.
And that's AI if you didn't pick up on that. But what's wild is that you could actually play a clip and that sounds like him. I'm so weird. I'm so worried and weary of different clips that I see on social media now or that I hear. Because I just don't know what's real anymore. You can tell a little bit. You got to look really closely on some of these things. But someone had some fun at Hugh Freeze's expense following his departure. I know he put out a heartfelt note on social media.
Heartfelt, 85% AI-generated note. Yeah,
is that
beautiful. Yeah.
Is that what you saw on that?
Touching.
And that's the other thing. People can kind of see through the
that clip. At least he did one. Well,
I saw some people talking about that. Is that to me, I didn't think it was...
I don't
think
care.
Sam had
to
do
care.
that.
I don't care. Shut your mouth, take your money, enjoy the lake. I don't care.
Say, we know what Sam, how he feels about this state. We know the program.
It's fine.
And people like Saul Freese is like, why didn't Sam do that? It's like, do we really need to know how Sam feels? It's not like we don't know. People just want to pile on Sam for everything. Mm-hmm. And and I saw that and I was just like, Arkansas fans blasting Sam Pittman, the Auburn comments from Hugh Freeze, putting that out there. I'm just like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. Listen, there are a lot of things Sam Pittman did that were incorrect as his head coaching job at Arkansas. I don't think that was one of them, in my opinion. Maybe you feel differently, but at least in my opinion, I don't think it was. All right, that is your SEC update here this morning. It is brought to you by the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation. We got a challenge for you this November. Put down the razor and grow that beard out for a good cause. It's No Shame November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation, raising awareness and funds to fight prostate cancer across our state. 1 in 8 men, think about that. Over 12% will face prostate cancer. Let's do something about it. Shave one last time. Hopefully you shave before this month began, and let the beard keep going all November long. Post your beard pics with hashtag #NoShaveAPCF. That's hashtag #NoShaveAPCF. Tag your buddies and get in on the fun. Every dollar raised stays right here in Arkansas, helping fund free screenings, patient support, and educational programs. Don't shave, save. Grow the beard for a reason. Join the challenge at arprostatecancer.org. That's arprostatecancer.org. You
growing a beard?
Ron, I guess I shaved mine before. I feel like I'm a bad person if I don't get in, so I probably need to. It's gonna look awful. Like I would not be the one that you want putting on. Yours looks better than mine.
No, I can't grow a beard either. I shaved it on Halloween because I just wanted to see in a month if actually anything could pop up. This little thin caterpillar that takes residence between my nose and my mouth is about all that I can do, and I'm proud of it.
Tommy
so
can
that's
grow
all I can do.
a good
I know
one.
he looks good.
He just can't because of being officiated.
I think we're all aspiring for the Matt Jones look, where it's just there and it's beautiful. Yeah.
It'd be nice. It would be nice. Real quick, before we talk some Arkansas basketball, I do want to mention some crazy NFL games from yesterday. Buffalo defeats Kansas City once again. Josh Allen 5-1 in the regular season against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Can't find a way to beat him. The playoffs go. That was a really fun game in Buffalo yesterday. Cincinnati comes storming back, 14 down in the fourth quarter, and then they lose to Chicago. That defense for Cincy is awful. It's about as bad as Arkansas's defense and the Dallas Cowboys. And speaking of the Cowboys, they take on Arizona tonight, Monday Night Football tonight. So a big one there. Also want to mention Jaden Daniels, dislocated left elbow. That was bad. That's one of those. It's kind of like the Cam Scattaboo injury. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. You don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, those players know they take that risk every time they step out there. And, Jaden Daniels is obviously, last season he was phenomenal. And Washington hasn't really been able to recreate that in his second season, kind of going through this sophomore slump there as a starter in Washington. But I think that was definitely not enjoyable to watch. And it kind of begs the question of whether or not he should have been in there when it was 38 or 31-7, whenever it was that he got injured. It was kind of a blowout, and the same question could be asked for maybe Taylor Green at the end of that game, Ty. Or maybe not should have been in there. Obviously, it was a close game, but now that he's injured, do you go with KJ Jackson? So your quarterback getting injured always throws a wrench in the plans of your season, and for Washington, hopefully they're able to stay to the course.
Petrino after the game.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing really well. He's with the doctor right now, and we'll just have to see how everything comes out. But it didn't look good. It was an ugly looking play.
If you missed it, I was as confused as Chuck wasn't confused, but we were just in shock and awe. It's like how did they not? And maybe it wasn't a horse collar. Maybe I need to go back and watch it. But just the end of that game, how it transpired, this final sequence.
So here we go. This is it. 4th and 13. They've got to get out to the 35-yard line. Green in trouble, rolling right, retreats back inside his own 5. He's about to run out of room, heaves the ball as they tackle him. The Hogs thought they horse-collared him, maybe a face mask too, and they do drop a flag. They drop a flag. They're going to penalize Mississippi State with 14 seconds left, but Taylon Green is hurt. Taylon Green is hurt. He's laying prone on the turf down around the 2-yard line. He was rolling right. We'll have to watch the replay. Did they get was it a horse collar? Was it a face mask? But either way, they threw the flag with 14 seconds to play.
Rounding offense, number 10. Loss it down. Requires a 10-second runoff. Please reset the game clock to 4 seconds.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's how I felt, too. This is, okay, so that ticked me off. Another point during the game that ticked me off.
There is no foul for a late hit out of bounds.
Was it Raylan Sharp or Mike Washington?
Raylan Sharp around the left side. He took that was a long play around there, coming up close to the goal line, and it looked like obviously he got wrapped up before they went out of bounds. Took 5 or 6 steps out of the field of play, past the white lines, past everything, close to the wall, and still brought him down. No penalty flag. That was gross.
That was one of them. Maybe I can get some clarification from Tom and Morrow. And just to be clear, I don't listen. You got 18 penalties, and I know some will 100% blame the officiating on why you lost. And in some cases, I understand the frustration because I was just as frustrated as everyone watching that game. But you still had a chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
You still had a 4th and 4 where you missed a tackle.
You had multiple 4th down stops on the last drive.
Yeah,
that you could have made.
Which is, 3rd and goal. Steven Dix gets beat. That was bad, and it was like a 10-yard play, like a flat route that you miss. What are some other key sequences? They picked up that personal foul flag that we were talking about in that third quarter. There was no PI at the end of half. I'm just kind of rolling through my notes here. The running into the kicker, which got the second attempt. Quincy got hit with an unnecessary roughness, which basically is the guy. I don't remember if it was Chapin or the other Kamarian or what's that kid's name? Kamario Taylor. I don't remember who let go of the ball, but he just. I thought one of them, like Quincy hit him and they called it, or the one where there wasn't a whistle blown, right? In that one play?
There were a couple that were really bang. I thought that you could have went either way, but they just...
there was our Carmona holding call. What else is the... I think there was another one or two. I mean, Juracek was getting after... I don't remember who the official was in the game, but Juracek was angry like all of us were and talking to him at the end. There were several plays that went against you, but the uncatchable PI call, yeah, Zach, that one's a good one too. But again, I think you still had a chance to win the game, and you didn't. And that's what's frustrating.
Had a chance to get a stop, had a chance to score the ball in the fourth quarter. Nothing happened.
Robert's in Fort Smith this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Robert, go ahead.
You know what I'm going to talk about, Ty? I ain't going to talk about no Razorback football. What about my Dodgers?
One of the best baseball games I've ever seen, Robert.
That was
amazing.
Yeah, back and forth. Did he go to 11 or 12? I can't remember.
11.
Okay. That was that was an epic finish.
I mean, Rojas, Dave knew when to pick. I mean, I know it was luck, but he puts him in there. He gets a home run. He gets that play at second, throws it home, and then Paige, however you say Page, he comes up with that catch in center field over our left fielder, man. I mean, it's just great.
And the batter for Toronto is having one of the best World Series in the history of baseball. He was on fire at the plate, and that when they made that catch in the outfield colliding together, that's when I thought, oh boy, the Dodgers are about to come back. How about Yamamoto, Robert, with the guts it takes to come back out?
He's a machine, man. I mean, he pitched the night before because I really thought, I told some of the Blue Jay fans that I know, I said, y'all can win tonight. We ain't got nobody left. So Tony can't go that long. And then Yamamoto comes out of nowhere again and saves it. So I just thought, all right, there you go. He's a man, did a great job for us. So anyway, you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you another time.
All right, Robert, I'm glad you had something positive to talk about.
I think I saw where Will Smith for the Dodgers has won the World Series like 6 years in a row with 4 different teams. What a career. What a career.
That's wild. All right, we got to hit a break. Before we do, I want to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort. I won't be able to tell you as good as Tommy usually does, but I'll give it the old college try. Great place that you can have a little weekend, maybe a week. Maybe you want to fish on the White River for an entire week. The White River is known not just in Arkansas, not just in the South, but it's nationwide. People know about the great trout fishing that occurs on the White River. Call 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Go to their Facebook page. You'll see all the videos. You'll see the pictures. Or go to Gastons.com. Their restaurant's fantastic. Always good food. You can cook in the cabin. Most of the cabins have a fully equipped kitchen as well. My parents, friends, we have several Morning Rush listeners that have gone over the years. Our staff, it's an awesome time at Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
You trying to get me fined?
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back, and it's still bigger and better than any chicken sandwich out there. More chicken strips, more Monterey Jack cheese smothered in buffalo and ranch, all on a 5-inch bun. There's so much crispy, cheesy, saucy goodness, you may find yourself speechless when someone asks what's your favorite part. Not because you can't find the words, just because it's hard to talk when your mouth's full with this much deliciousness. The Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back for a limited time. What a burger.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin. As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You can pay for breach.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first call game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least I go with the winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
They have no will to win. Whoever's paying them, so they got you got a poor return for your investment.
That was Joe and Avoca following Arkansas's 38-35 loss on Hog Reaction with
Can't say he's wrong.
Big C and Matt Jones. So, Joe, I would agree with you there. Hopefully, the basketball team will be a good turnover for investment. We'll talk about that as we close down the show this morning. Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C on the way. Brought to you by Burden Pools and Spas. Perfect hot tub is waiting on you at Burden Pools and Spas. Their warehouse clearance. Whether you're seeking relaxation or quality time with family, they've got you covered with hot spring hot tubs starting. Like they have over 100 in stock right now. They're ready and they're on sale, and they're starting at $39.99 and payments as low as just $53 a month. Yes, less than $4,000. That's it for a hot tub of your dreams. Visit Burden Pools Hot Tub Warehouse clearance sale. We're going on right now. Water for a better life, always at Burden Pools and Spas. And there's locations, again, across our state, Fort Smith, Greenland, and in Springdale. Actually passed the Greenland location on the way home from this weekend. Go to burnpools.com. Again, take advantage of the hot tub that you want for this winter at Burden Pools and Spas.
Hot tub season, baby.
It's hot tub season. All right, basketball season underway tonight. Arkansas, 6 o'clock. Coach Zimmerman, Chuck Barrett, 5:30 pregame. Give me a prediction, Arkansas postseason. We'll do the regular season when Tommy gets back tomorrow. Where does Arkansas end up in the postseason? We go 64, 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8. Go to Indy.
Oh, in November, you're going to ask me this?
Yeah,
You're in November
early.
after 2 exhibition games, Ty. You know what? I don't care. You're asking me. I'm the first person to make my prediction, probably on this station. Final Four. Call it. Final Four. We'll see you in Indy.
Indianapolis would be swell considering how this football season has gone. 7 straight losses, likely to lose 10 straight to close out the season. I hope I'm wrong about that. You've got 3 rivalry games, 2 on the road and 1 at home. Again, I don't enjoy talking negatively about Arkansas football, but there's not a lot of positives. Mike Washington's probably going to clear 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Quincy Rhodes Jr. has been really good these last few games. Talon, just hope he's healthy. But again, another 1-score loss to an SEC opponent who had not won a game in this conference prior to beating you back in 2023. I'm going to say Arkansas makes it to the Elite 8 this year. The layout is this.
You're a hater.
So I hope I'm incorrect. I hope you're right. So when you think about the setup, and I know, listen, you got Southern, you got this weekend against Michigan State, which, by the way, will have hog reaction for the first time this season. Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Really excited about that. Myself, Matt Jones, will have that coverage for you here on ESPN Arkansas. You've got a couple close round of 64-32. You've got St. Louis and Oklahoma City, which is close, and then you've got Chicago and Houston. So it will be Houston and OKC paired up, and then you've got St. Louis and Chicago. So you've got to establish some wins early in non-conference play, have success in the SEC so you can be a top 3 seed, and they would likely send you to either St. Louis, Missouri, or Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Some more Arkansas fans can make the trip. A lot can happen between now and then, but you know me. I'm always looking ahead. Always looking ahead. Looking forward to tomorrow when Tommy Reed joins us. Again, he had to take care of some business today, but I know he's going to have plenty of reaction.
Yeah, let's hear him talk away that officiating on Saturday.
I am curious to hear his thoughts. I'm going to guess he's going to be more negative than you might think he is towards how that played out with a record-setting penalty performance from this Arkansas football team. Like I said, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C, plenty of reaction from QB1 and the voice of pregame and postgame for Arkansas women's basketball and baseball, Mr. Phil Elson. He's got a lot of titles, man. A lot of titles. They're next.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates,